Hey, Tada, I am Special D Lungwa. This is my second channel. My original channel it is called South African Late News. So this one here, just another one in case they hack that one. But I'm here to talk about Senzomiwa case today. Hey, a witness that is very important came out today. His name is Sifiso Kwabini Zongo. He came to court and told us that Constable Zongo is lying about his evidence that is in court. Remember, who is Constable Zungu? Constable Zungu is the son of Absalom Zungu that came and testified in court and said the 5 men that are before court are responsible for the death of Senzomiwa. He said on the day Senzo was shot, they came to his house and visited him. He said during the day they drank alcohol, ukologo, badlinyama, and then afterwards, bahamba bo refill tops. After they left, and then they came back after 9 p.m. ebusuku. When they came back ebusuku, they came back with guns and they had changed hoodies. And then he said, Ntanzi said, Senzo has been shot. He said, wakusho lokho before announced ezindabeni. So, Constable Zungu concluded ukuthi Ntanzi no Sibiya, they were involved in the shooting of Senzomiwa. That's how he concluded. But Constable Zungu kept quiet for 4 years. He kept quiet for 4 years. He did not tell anybody. And remember, Constable Zungu is a policeman. And as a policeman, when you know about any crime, you're supposed to report it. But Constable Zungu kept quiet for 4 years. How is that possible? Clearly, Constable Zungu is lying about everything. Then Kwabini came today and told us that Kwabini was never at his house. He came to court and told us that Constable Zungu was never at his house or at hostel. So Kwabini is telling us what Constable Zungu lied. Constable Zungu lied under oath, and that is very important for the defense because now it shows what these guys before court are innocent. It shows what Sibiya abanacala. It shows what Ntanzi they were tortured for nothing. But let's see tomorrow what to But I'm very happy what we had such a good witness that came and helped defense. Remember that I've been saying it for so long in my other channel, Luguti. These guys are innocent. They did not shoot Senzomiwa. We know based on the statement, Uguti, Longotwala is the one that allegedly shot Senzomiwa. Remember that. Longotwala said in a statement, Tumela Mazala phoned him after Senzo was shot and he told him that Senzo has been shot by mistake. Usenzo watubula ngephutha edutshulwa ubani uLongotwala allegedly. That is a statement sikabani sika Mlungisihlophe. So that statement now is supported by many people. So sesiyabona ukuthi inkantolo kufanele badedele abantu abafana baphume ngoba because they're innocent. And uGwabini is just standard. He has put the case in ICU. Ubaloyi and the police, we now know that they are not being honest. Amaphoyisa are corrupt. Prosecution is corrupt. The court is corrupt. That's what Absalom Zungu told us last week. So I'm very happy that Kwabini came forward to help its defense. So now, what's the way forward? Well, the judge now has to look at the evidence that is before him. And the evidence of Kwabini creates what we call reasonable doubt. Remember that Ubaloyi has to prove his case beyond reasonable doubt. Was actually guilty. But now, Kwabini's evidence creates reasonable doubt. So in the judge's mind, there should be doubt. And if there's a doubt, the judge has to acquit. So I'm very happy to see Kwabini which is in court. Remember, Ubaloyi had told the court ukuthi Kwabini will not testify for the state because he's scared for his life. But now Kwabini sefikile manje. So Ubaloyi didn't lie to us. Kwabini was not scared. Kwabini only came to court because he wanted to tell the truth. He did not want to be part of the state narrative, of which is a lie of the intruder. We know that there was no intruder when Senzo was shot. Senzo was shot by mistake. So now there's a doubt in the judge's mind. And then there's contradicting evidence in this case as well. Abantu abasendlini, they are saying that the intruder was carrying a gun that had a will. But Mangena saying the gun had no wheel, it's a 9mm. So the state witnesses are contradicting each other. So the judge has some doubt in his mind. So he has to acquit these guys because there is doubt in this case. But sobona ukuthi kuzokwenzekalani, but into ebalulekile ukuthi uConstable Zungu sesiyazi ukuthi unamanga. And enye into esasazi ngayo ukuthi unamanga yini, ubaba wakhe wafike enkantolo last week. He told us ukuthi uConstable Zungu only testified in court because he was promised a promotion within the SAPS. Absolute Zungu further said uGinina promised him money and a trip overseas if naye testify against accused number 1 and 2. But Absolute Zungu refused to be used as a pawn, unlike his son, Constable Zungu, who is weak. But now we know for a fact ukuthi Constable Zungu is a liar. Constable Zungu is a liar. Gwabini has confirmed it. Absolute Zungu has confirmed it. And the evidence of which is a cell phone records kabani kaGadla Mncube. Section 204 kaMncube ithi yini leyo. Section 204 ama cell phone records. Cell phone records kaMncube shows that at the same time when Senzo was shot, his cell phone pinged in Johannesburg CBD, meaning that he was not in Vosloorus. So Mncube cannot be a shooter because he cannot be in two places at once. So uGadla Mncube is further supported by scientific facts ukuthi wayengekho lapho. Now sesiyazi ukuthi babengekho emzini kaGwabini, which means everything else that was told by Constable Zungu and Baloyi and Gininda is a lie. These guys before court are all innocent, and the judge has to find them not guilty. The state came with the evidence kabani kaThabang Makeleni, who was sitting outside, and Makeleni said he saw two men running out of the house, meaning that he was supporting the state theory of an intruder. But shockingly enough, Makeleni was far away from the house. How could you identify Abontanzi and Ugadla? Because in the statements Makeleni City, he saw someone with a gold tooth and someone that resembled Ubongantanzi. But they could not identify Untanzi. So how come Gwabini and Egude akwazi Bontanzi? Clearly, the statement Thabo Makeleni is a fabrication. How so? Because Makeleni is dead now. So the police are using the fact that he's dead for their advantage. They know that the defense cannot cross-examine Thabo Makeleni because he's dead. So if I was just a writer, I was just going to ignore statements of Thabo Makeleni because it's clearly a lie. Thabo Makeleni did not depose that statement. That statement was fabricated in order to suit the state narrative. That's it. That's it. Makeleni's statement is not a reality, but it's a lie. And now uGwabini has helped the court to further confirm ukuthi labantu babengekho hostel on the day Senzo was died. So now uBaloyi will have to explain ukuthi ke ulona uConstable Zungu story sakhe esithi babe hostel siqhamuka because the owner of the room of which is Gwabini is saying unamanga. That was the evidence that was before court today. Constable Zungu is a liar. So now I think the state case is in trouble. It's in ICU because now we have someone that's an eyewitness in his own house. He's saying lento nikhuluma ayikho yonke. Abontanzi Sibiya Maphisa Ntuli babengekho hostel. They were not there to plan the murder of Senzo Mayor because babengekho. So Constable Zungu is clear that the story about Laba Bese Hostela is a fabrication. The story was created by Gininda and Constable Zungu in order to implicate the wrong man. We know Uchubano or Senzo. Senzo was shot by mistake. That is based on statement. So I'm hoping that once Gwabini is done, the defense will also call him to further confirm his statement. Tumela Madala phoned him and told him Longo Twala is the one that allegedly shot Senzo Mayor. So Hlophe is a very important witness in this case. I hope that he remains safe until he testifies. And thereafter, Hlophe, I'm hoping that the defense will also call Warrant Officer Makubo and Joyce Buthelezi. Why am I saying so? Because Joyce Buthelezi and Makubo are the ones that opened Docket 375. They are against the state narrative because they could see that the state is lying. So if those two come and testify in court and say what is contained on Docket 375, then Guinea and Balo will be exposed that they charge the wrong people. But let's wait for tomorrow and hear Uthini uGwabini. But we now know Uguti Amaphoyisa also tried to frame Gwabini. Gwabini told the court Uguti Amaphoyisa, when they came at night in his room, they came and slapped him, and then and then they put a gun under his mattress. Why did they put a gun under his mattress? Obviously, they were trying to frame him so that they can blackmail him and say, we found a firearm that is illegal in your house. So after that, they were going to say, testify against Stan, Sibiya, and Mapisa, or else we're going to charge you for that firearm. But Gwabini, obviously, he refused because he's testifying for the defense now. So the state is using dirty tactics in order to get evidence. They try to frame Gwabini with that gun, but I'm very happy that Gwabini did not fall for their tricks. So tomorrow, Mnisi will continue to lead Gwabini, and the state case will further collapse because it's clear that Baloyi, Gininda, Constable Zungu are not honest, and we cannot believe anything that comes out of their mouth. Thank you for watching.